So here are some of the things that I love about Switzerland. Now, first of all, it's breathtakingly gorgeous. It's absolutely beautiful, especially if you go down to the mountainous areas, the lakes, the Swiss Alps. It's like something out of a fairy tale, something you need to see to believe and really take in. So you have to get away from the cities once in a while and experience the natural world. So the summits I visited were the Schilthorn and Jungfrau. Now, Schilthorn is where Piz Gloria is situated, where the Bond film On the Majesty's Secret Service was filmed. And up there, you get a nice panoramic view of the mountains. There's a nice revolving restaurant where you can see the mountains out the window, and also a cool little Bond museum, which is a nice thing for the fans. And Jungfrau is a much more Arctic feel, and you're up in the snowy mountains, and there's also a nice ice palace there. So all the hallways, walls, ceilings, floors, rooms, statues, bars, all made out of ice. Really cool. And one thing I definitely appreciate about Switzerland as a whole is the efficiency. Everything just runs on time, everything just works. So, public transportation, there are no delays and no cancellations. The time that is stated on the board, that's when the train arrives. And that was definitely handy to me, especially on my last day when I had to catch my last flight in Zurich. And I was all the way up in Interlaken, so that was like the mountainous town. And I said to the tourist information guy that, listen, this is my last day, so I want to make the most out of it. So I want to visit the Jungfrau Mountain, and I also want to see Bern, and then make it on my flight in Zurich. So how can we do that? Okay, well, these are the tickets you need. This one, this one, and here's your timetable. And it's like, wow, that was quick. That was easy. Really efficient. Appreciate that. And it is a bit of a complicated trip because, to get up to the mountains, you need to take a few trains, you got to take a few cable cars. But he was able to figure this all out ahead of time and just say, yeah, this is where you need to go. This is the station. This one, this one, this one. There you go. I was like, okay, wow, that's nice. And I was able to achieve this trip, even though I had to manage my time very carefully because, I didn't want to spend too long up at the mountains because also I needed to take a train to Bern and just spend an hour there and then catch my flight in the evening. And I was able to catch my flight just as they were boarding. And imagine if there could have easily been a delay of 20 minutes or some kind of cancellation, which would have meant I would miss my flight. So yeah, I do really appreciate how everything just runs on time. It does what it says, basically. I appreciate how fresh and clear the air is in Switzerland as a whole. So I was surprised as I got out in Zurich. It's like, wow, this city is really breathable. I can finally take a full breath, and it just feels different to the way the air would feel in London. It feels much stuffier there. Of course, in Switzerland in general, it's far less polluted, it's near the mountains, and they're very clean. So all the cities there would be very clean and tidy. So there's a good sense of hygiene there. And the cities themselves, the ones I visited, was Zurich, Bern, Lucerne, and the town of Interlaken. Very nice architecture, very well situated plan, nice buildings. It's like a perfect, the cities themselves are like perfect European cities on paper. You got your old town, you got your shopping districts, you got your rivers, and yeah, maybe not as vibrant or exciting as somewhere like in Spain or Italy or Turkey, kind of clinical, let's say, but again, very efficient cities and very worth checking out. Beautiful in their own elegant, classic way. Um, what else do I love? I love that the water is perfect, crystal clear water, and there's always a fountain somewhere nearby, so you can just fill up your water bottle, and perfectly drinkable and some of the best water in the world. And there's always a toilet nearby. Everything is so convenient. All the assistant hospitality, they're very friendly, and sometimes more friendly than you'd expect or than they need to be. And they show you where everything is, and you never really feel lost, like, oh, I'm in this city by myself and I don't know what to do. There was a time where my internet just stopped working, but I still felt safe. I didn't feel nervous, oh, what am I going to do without the internet? I was still able to figure everything out because everything was made so simple, clear, and efficient. Um, but I suppose, one downside, I suppose, of Switzerland, and will come to no surprise, is the cost, the price. So I'd say it's probably twice, sometimes three times more expensive than London. And yeah, generally cost of living would be very, very high. But for good reason, because everything just runs very well in Switzerland. So I suppose that's a good reason for it to be so expensive. So the only way to save money there, I suppose, is to just, I don't know, starve, and you'll be okay. But I didn't spend too long there anyway, so I made the most of my trip. Switzerland in general, definitely a place I'd recommend you check out if you haven't already, and you definitely won't regret it.